yeah. All right. Whoa. And now it's time for the Late Boomer Show, starring Stephen J. Morris. Yeah.
Oh boy, this is not going to be a very humorous video. Going to be kind of sad. One of my favorite actors and directors was violently murdered in his home with his wife, Michelle. Rob Reiner and Michelle are dead from a brutal, violent stabbing murder. It was bloody, and I'm not going to talk about, I'm just going to be focused on him and his artistry. I'm not going to talk about the repercussions or the observations or the opinions of others. All right? Because after all, it's irrelevant. So let's start. I knew Carl, his dad, Carl Reiner, the man of 100 years old, and all his contributions to 50s and early 60s television. But I wasn't aware of his son, Rob Reiner, until, I don't know, 1971, I believe. Or was it 72? I don't know. I had a friend of mine say, you ever watch All in the Family? I said, no. He said, you ought to check it out. And he told me the time network it's shown. So I went to see it, and let's just put this up here. I went to see it, and it was very. Can you hear me now? It was very amusing. And I got addicted to it. I think I seen every episode of that show. I think it lasted 7 years. And Rob Reiner played this character called, what was his Civic? Civic? Anyway, he was known as Meathead because Archie, the main character, didn't get along with him. But it was funny. It was like a generation gap type of show. And Michael Stivic, that's what it was, his name was. So I fell in love with that. And I didn't miss, I even watched the repeats. I still watch it now. They have it on a couple of channels, streaming channels. So his role was he played the heel, he played the straight man. He was made to look like a stupid liberal who didn't really know anything. But on the other hand, the main character, Archie Bunker, played a stupid conservative who didn't know anything. So it captivated the times of what America was going through. And it was a controversial show. They had a lot of controversial episodes. But they broke rules of television. like back in the 50s, a married couple had to sleep in double beds. But then they broke the rules and they had the couple sleeping in one bed. So that was pretty controversial. And they talked about racism and war and feminism. But they did it in a humorous way. And it wasn't like the comedy of sitcoms of the 60s. They were right idiotic. Like I Dream of Jeannie, Gilligan's Island. I guess that was geared for my generation. Now, let's go now to his masterpiece, Spinal Tap. Spinal Tap is one of the best, and I don't think it's ever going to be imitated, satires on rock and roll. It took everything heavy metal imagery and rock and roll groupies, and it was a great satire. You have to watch it. I'm surprised that there's other genres that should be satirized. They try to satirize gangster rap, but it never amounted much. But this, everybody's guessing what band were they satirizing, and there's been a few theories about that. But the movie is hilarious. It's I think it's his masterpiece, Rob Reiner's masterpiece. Okay. This was an American tragedy, pure and simple. It all relates to a dysfunctional member of the family. And believe me, I know about that. One of his sons, I think Nick, was a addict, a drug addict. And I think he had psychological problems too. But his dad and mom let him stay in a house in back of a bungalow in back of the house so he could be close to his son. He didn't want to institutionalize him. There was times where he left the house and he was homeless. He wandered the streets. He's the main suspect of this tragedy. And what's tragic about it is he was non-complimentous. If they prove that he did it, so it's allegedly his son that killed his mom and father. So I'm not going to make any absolute opinions, but I feel bad about it because I always wanted to meet him. I always wanted to. That'd be somebody I'd like to have a conversation with. He's a fascinating man, and he's a Lunsman. He's Jewish like me. But in the same day, there was another shooting at Brown University. I don't know how many students got shot. And in Australia, way down below, there was a group of Jews celebrating Hanukkah. And a lone gunman stood on the beach and started to shoot the beachgoers. And I think he killed 15 people. But he got disarmed by one brave man who ran right up to him, grabbed his neck, and disarmed him and pointed the gun at him. And he was a Muslim. Sounds pretty biblical, huh? So it was a bad day for this. It happened on December 14th. So, what a crappy year we're having, huh? It's almost over. Let's hope it changes around. Let's hope for a better year. I remember 1968 was just like this year. There's murders and political disparity and poverty. Yeah, and assassinations, attempted assassinations, and things like that. 1968. But the year prior to it, 6-7, you know what you Gen Xers mean. 1967 was a good year. I think now it's going to be reversed. Hopefully, 2026 will be a better year. It'll probably be a transitional year. And then 2027, yeah, it'll be the 60-year anniversary of the Summer of Love. So, that's all I got to say today. I'm sorry it sounded somber, this broadcast, but I'm really bummed out about this. Okay. 1, 2.